to the stage a secret underground Facebook millionaire. Do you want to find out more from him? Yes? But in the first instance, I want to bring onto the stage his business partner. Now, please grab a seat very quickly. Thanks. So I first met Paul Lynch, who's going to get on stage in a minute. I first met Paul Lynch just a few months ago when I heard from somebody that there was some SEO expert genius guy in the UK who used to be a professional football player who, in the space of just about 9 months, built a mailing list of about 300,000 people. I think that's correct, 300,000 people? Could be more than that. I think it's 300,000 people thanks to free traffic from the internet. Free traffic thanks to Google, for example. And himself and his partner, Kevin Potts, flew over to Cyprus for a few days to meet up with myself and my JV manager. And we became friends since, we've been friends since then. And he is just absolutely fantastic at that specific area of internet marketing when it comes to getting tons and tons of free traffic. He recently connected with this secret underground Facebook millionaire who was able to build up a mailing list of 60,000 people in just 2 days. In just 2 days. Now, get this, right? They did a little test. Just for a little test, they tried to build another list just yesterday. And in just 10 hours, they got 60,000 people, right? So on that note, please help me welcome to the stage, Paul Lynch. Okay, thanks for being here.
Welcome everybody. Is the mic on? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that introduction, Mark. It's absolutely fantastic. Everything that he said there was true about we have been able to build a list of 60,000 in just 2 days, and we're going to go into that through the course of this presentation. But first off, I just want to start off by, I'm sure other people, other marketers and speakers have give gifts out today. So I want to know who wants £50 in cash right now. Put your hand up. So there's 50 quid. You've obviously said it before. Give a round of applause. There, you just absolutely stole the thunder. I was actually planning on walking down the middle and doing a bit of get your hands up, but obviously no, you said it before. That's fantastic. But what that lady just did then was, you've heard it time and time again. What did she just do? Take action. To take action. You've got to say back to them, no, I don't need to take action. I need to take massive action, and that is the difference. Okay, so is there any Mr. FBX membership, what they call them, students in the room? Put your hands up if you're a member. Put right up in the sky. Okay, keep your hand up if you built a list of 2,000 people. Keep your hand up. Yeah? 5,000? 2,000 people. How long did it take you?
3,500, 4 days.
There we go. 3,500, 4 days. What, around 5,000? 10,000? Still got hands up. 10,000, really? No, I do. 15,000. Gentleman who put his arm down, 10,000. How long did it take to build 10,000?
I actually built 12,000 in 48 hours.
48 hours. Round of applause. Next one up. Does someone else have their hand up? 15,000? 15,000? 20,000? 25,000? How long? What number and how long, please?
We've got about 21,500 now in about, well, we didn't do that already, it was about 3 weeks.
21,000 in 3 weeks. Round of applause. Okay, so this system really does work, and when I get Mr. Expressicell on the stage, he'll be showing you some stuff that will blow your mind. Just to give you a quick intro, so without further ado, and the reason I show those stats is not to say, hey, look at me up here, is to tell you guys now that those stats, who would agree that sort of traffic and those opt-ins is pretty good? Hands up, yeah? It's okay, isn't it? It's not too bad. But let me tell you something, when this next guy gets on stage, I feel embarrassed to be showing you those stats. Because I built a list of nearly 300,000 people in 12 months. This guy can build a list of 60,000 in 12 hours. So what the hell am I doing on this stage, you might ask? But honestly, this guy's, basically, he bombarded me with emails, said, look, Paul, I get about 10 emails a day from joint venture partners. He said, look, Paul, look what I can do this, I can do that. And no disrespect to him, but he could have been anyone telling me anything. Until one day he sent me a video proof of what he could do. And I sat there and I nearly fell off my seat. He showed me, recorded the dates and everything, 60,000 people in 2 days. Obviously he's gone on to get better than that, because he's just done 60,000 in the last 12 hours when he was sat in this room yesterday. So without any further ado, I want to introduce my really good friend now, all the way from Australia, Mr. FBX, aka Nicholas Peel.
Can you hear me? Awesome. All right. Thank you very, very much to Paul for the opportunity to be here today. Before I move on, I just want to get a photo, because this is like a milestone for me. So could everyone just put your hands up, and I'm going to take a quick photo. 1, 2, 3. It's panoramic. Wicked. Thanks, guys. All right. So as Paul said, my name, you may know me as Mr. FBX. That's something we came up with for the new program, which of course is about Facebook marketing. But my real name is Nick Peel. So a big thanks to Paul for the opportunity to be here today, and an extra big thanks to Mark and Stacey for basically letting us be here today. You rock, brother. And thank you to everyone that's come along. I don't know if you recognise me, you probably don't. I was actually here yesterday, kind of incognito in the crowd, having a bit of a lurk around, and I talked to a few people, and, alright, say brother, and basically I was in baseball cap and a bomber jacket, so thanks to, and I was listening to what everyone was saying, trying to get a good feel for all the reasons why people are here today, and there's a few different offers. Me personally, I'm here just to talk about Facebook. As you'll come to learn, I've got a bit of a long history with the web, but I'll try not to bore you with details. I must warn you in advance, though, I tend to rant, and so when I kind of digress, just throw something at me and like, Nick, focus, please. So let me tell you a little bit more about things that I love, so you understand. That's me on a hammock. I do a lot of camping, and I've got Alaskan Malamutes. So that's my boy there, a kayak, and that's my baby girl Bella. You can see them there when they were babies. They don't stay that size very long, because once they pop out, they basically grow about 1 kilo a week. And so my boy now is about 50 kilos, and Bubba, I think she's about 35, but she's only 1.5 years. So I love my dogs dearly. And right now, while I'm over here in the UK, missing them like crazy. That's them there. They're a little bit more grown up. Something else I love, I'm a water person. I always have been. I grew up in a small town near the Great Barrier Reef, and so going to the beach, playing in boats, fishing, all of that stuff is basically in my blood. And so one thing that I dearly love, still to this day, is my surfing. And there's something about surf. Does anyone here surf? No. Oh, okay, 1 or 2. The hardest thing about surfing is that there's a huge mental step to go through. And to be perfectly honest with you, when I was growing up, my 2 biggest fears were sharks and waves. And I got into surfing. And it's a really, it's a really steep learning curve, but it's really gratifying. And when you get to the point where you can stand up and you can, do what you need to do, it's good. But that gives you a little bit of insight as to who I am. Even when I have the largest fear that I can recognise, I see that as a challenge. And I do actually have one left, which is heights, but we'll get to that. So see here, this is Cortez Bank. Off the coast of, I think, New Mexico. And so this is a day when you can't really see it, like that's some of the wave, but this is the wave in front of it, and so it goes down. So on this particular day, it was probably maybe 50, 60-foot faces. The guy that you can see flying down there is not me. I just wanted to show you a cool photo. What can I do on Facebook? So now that you know roughly who I am, I want to tell you a little bit about what I can do. Now, again, Armin Moran was on stage yesterday. I was sitting up the back, and I was like, there's Armin Moran, he's like 10 metres away, and that's way cool, and respect to Mark for bringing him in here for this thing. Let's just give Armin a big round of applause for coming, basically sharing with us. And I was like transfixed, absolutely just watching him with intent. And as I said to you, like I don't really follow people in internet marketing, but one thing that's always stood out in my head about Armin was that I was saying to Husey, I've watched probably 3 or 4 of his videos online, like the free tip videos. And every time I've watched one of his videos, not only have I been fixated, I made a point of going back and watching the entire video again. Now, I can't think of anyone else that I do that with, but it was almost like not only was I super interested, I knew everything that he had to say was really valuable and I didn't want to miss any of it, so that's why I repeated it. And, you know, as you saw yesterday, he was on stage and he set up a list just for you guys as a bit of a demonstration. And as you saw, you know, it went on to do 16,000 people, and that's great, you know, because I remember when I started out on Facebook, I was struggling to get hundreds of people, and there was a progression. And when I got to, I think, my first 10K list, it was like, you know, this is super, super cool. It got face blocked and I lost my publishing rights, and that was really disheartening. But anyway, 16K list, it doesn't matter who you are, that is really, really healthy, but the point is that's the start. He's just showing you a demonstration. But while I was sitting up the back there, I thought, maybe I could do a little demonstration. And some of you who know about the FBX program, and as Mark mentioned, and as Paul mentioned, just as a demonstration, I built a 60K list in, it was 47 hours. And it would have been a lot more. But the thing is that Paul only wanted a 10K list. And then I got to 50 and he's like, dude, are you serious? And then I got to 60 and he's like, shut it down. People won't believe you. And when he's, you know, good friends with Russell Brunson and they do a lot of it together. And I love this story where Paul basically, after he'd seen the evidence, he talked to Russell on the phone, and it might have been Skype, and he, blah, 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 yeah, Nick just did a 60K list, blah, 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 blah. And Russell jumps in, he goes, mate, you're breaking up. You mean 6K list, don't you? And he's like, no, man, seriously, 60K. And so that's how I've kind of come into the world. That's been my platform. But that's, you know, a month and a half old now, so it's kind of old news. So while I was sitting up the back, I thought, why don't I do something like Armin Morin and set up something from scratch to show you guys? So I did that, and I called it, I thought, because we're in London, I'll make it about London. And so I set up the page and I set up the ad campaign, and look at how good my stats are. I got 17-cent clicks and 365 clicks. That's terrible. So why do I say that? I paused it because this perfectly illustrates with the FBX program, with Facebook, and I guess internet marketing in general, when you see a failure, just deal with it and move on. Don't dwell on it. Like, there's a point that you can tweak things, you can improve things. But like I tell all of my students, if you get to the point where you can't fix a campaign any better, move on. So I did. This was the list that I originally made for Paul, and as you guys know, it was 60K in 47 hours. At the 48th hour, I stopped that campaign. I walked away. I never touched it again. It's in the past. I jumped in there last night, and like at the moment, it's up to 74,000 people. So that extra 14,000 people, like I didn't do anything to get that, so I can't really take credit. But at the moment, it's 74,000 people. Impressive? Yeah. I think not. Here's what I did yesterday. Just like Armin, I picked a random niche, just off the top of my head, and I decided to... Who here knows what Jersey Shore is? It's an MTV show. Anyone? Okay, a couple. It's pretty big back home in Australia, and it's huge in the States. And so I picked that one, and as you can see, it's a bit small, but what I'm showing you here is, you know, the end of the ad campaign where Facebook is basically suggesting what they think I should be paying for this particular traffic. Now keep in mind, this is purely US. This isn't, you know, in the middle of the sticks somewhere down in Sudan. This is, you know, like US traffic. This is the primo stuff, okay? And so what they wanted was a suggested bid of between 83 cents and $1.42 per click. Who here wants to pay that much for traffic? Good answer. So what did I get? And this was yesterday, okay? So I set it up back of the room, and I think I set it live at 7 or 8 at night. And so what I'm trying to illustrate here is that Facebook, like they will with you, they'll suggest when you're on cost per click, here's what we want you to pay. No. What I ended up paying was 1 cent cost per click, which isn't bad. My record so far, like I think the minimum that in the Facebook terms and conditions of the ad platform, I'm pretty sure that the minimum cost per click that they will allow is 2 cents. Can anyone refute that? Or is it higher or lower? I'm pretty sure it's 2 cents.